Respect. Check it out. Today we is chatting about education.
We are not in need of qualification. You know, people ask, what qualification do you have? I don't have qualification, meaning I don't have qualification from Harvard University or in Islamic University, because no condition. I don't have to have qualification. If I study ilm correctly, alhamdulillah, then I'm allowed to spread what I have, alhamdulillah.
Respect.
So we can say, no, qualification. Muhammad ibn Sirin never had qualification, brother. Ayyub al-Sakhtiyani never had qualification. Hassan al-Basri, Abu Hanifa, Shafi'i, Ibn Taymiyyah, الشنقيطي. They are أئمة الدين. أئمة الدين.
Many people, they come and they say, well, degrees don't mean anything. So what? You have a degree. Big deal. You have a doctorate degree, that means nothing. You can still be a deviant. You can still be from Ahlul Bid'ah. You can still be ignorant. There are brothers who didn't graduate, who didn't study, who are more knowledgeable than brothers who have degrees. Degrees mean nothing. Khairan. And to a large extent, not 100%, but to a large extent, we agree with that speech. That degrees don't make everything. Degrees don't mean anything to that extent of falsehood and truth, knowledge, science, and giving back. Doesn't mean anything. However, the fork in the road is that, as we've explained many years ago, that isn't conducive to learning and to knowledge and to tarbiyah of a community. Telling people degrees don't mean anything. You're not going to say that to any community, any people, let alone to predominant community or community predominantly afflicted with people not being academic, not studying, not graduating, having broken homes, having a lot of dysfunctionality. You're not going to go say that to them. You're not going to talk to people who have a history of alcoholism and say to them, being sober means nothing. You could still be sober and you could still beat up your wife. You could be sober and you could be a bad father. Some of the best fathers, they drink and they love their wives, they love their sons. Okay, some of the best mechanics are drunks. Some of the best people are the people who do drugs. Some of the best musicians and artists, they have drug addiction. You're not going to say that to a people who have a history of that. All right, you're not going to go to a people who have been taught don't go to school, and a period of time in which they were physically prevented from going to school. So you talk about the inner city urban community, all right? Anybody can be in the urban city, but let's just talk about black people in the inner city. You're not talking black people from the suburbs, from rich history. We're talking about black people from in the hood, okay? What do they come from? Are you going to give them a lecture? Don't go to school. Don't get a degree. Degrees aren't everything. Degrees don't make sense. Degrees don't make you or break you. If that was the truth, absolutely, that's not what you're going to say to them, because they already have that past. You're going to spend all of your time and effort pulling them out of that mentality. Go to school, get a degree, graduate, be something, establish something. That's the first flaw with that theory and that way of thinking and talking. Number two is, and this is what made me think about it, is that me, myself, out of all of the thousands of videos on my channels, how many of those channels am I on there flaunting my degrees? This is a serious question. Do you ever see me making a video flaunting, saying I got this degree, look at this book that I wrote? It's hundreds of pages that I wrote, not in English, in Arabic. You guys are translating books, and I'm writing books in Arabic. You ever see us do that? You ever see me going around talking, I have a master's degree, I have a master's degree, I have a master's degree? Did you ever hear that? Oh, I graduated from Medina, he didn't. I graduated from Medina, he didn't. I was the first American student to go to the Magistrate of Hadith. I was the first American student to graduate. I went to the same school that Sheikh Muqbil went to. I had same teachers. Some of my teachers were Sheikh Muqbil's teachers. You hear me going around saying that? Do you hear anybody going around saying I was the first American student to go right to the college without studying in the language program? And I'm talking about Somali students from America or Canada. I'm talking about Negro American. They don't have an exotic background. I did not study Arabic in Medina. No one is going around flaunting and waving degrees around. So this is just another example of how they inflate things and how they exaggerate and how they make illusionary smoke screens to hinder the people from the reality of the truth. They say, you're talking about degrees, degrees, degrees. No one is going around talking about degrees. And I know personally many other brothers whose names I don't have to mention, colleagues and other than colleagues, they're not going around flaunting their degrees. You go in his channel, he is not going around, hey, I got a PhD, I got a PhD, I got a... No one is doing that. So you're making a smokescreen to keep the people drunk and to keep the people hindered and to keep the people from seeing the facts of the situation. Number three, the third problem with that theory is that if it came down to degree or not degree, when I and other people in Medina or other countries, were we only studying in the college? Or were we not in the masjids, in the libraries, in the house, arguing, fighting, sparring, debating, reading books, studying books? So the degree was only a part of your studies in Medina. That's only a section of your academic prowess in Medina. So if it came down to it, degree or not degree, no problem. I'll rip up my degrees right now, throw them in the trash. Doesn't mean anything to me. We can just debate and talk, and we can see how much knowledge you have and how much knowledge another person has with no degrees involved. It's like a concept of money. A person says to a businessman, oh, you think you're everything because you own property. You have real estate, you have money. Oh, you think you're everything. Oh, no problem. Take my houses away. I have money from the 80s, from other investments. I have money from this income. I have money here. I have a company here. I have a business here. My money is not just from real estate. That's only one section. And if you remove the houses that I own and the buildings that I own, I still got money. I'm still rich. I'm still eating. And you're still poor. You're still hungry. So this is a fallacy that they use. And they promote this and throw this down to people's throats. And they try to make degrees don't mean anything, degrees don't mean anything, degrees don't mean anything. So if you actually sit down and think about it and look at it, every single point of their argument is as feeble as a spider's web. And the only thing that they're trying to do is marginalize people and try to force the people only to take from them. Only to take from them. And to be a blind following sheep of them and of them only. And they have different styles and ways that they do it. And from that is, degrees don't mean anything. All right? And of course, there's another extreme thinking that degrees do mean everything. And because I have a degree, I'm automatically right. Or because I have a degree, I'm automatically on top. Or because I have a degree, I can deviate from the straight path, etc. So we're right in the middle, inshallah, and we're balanced. All right? And I know for sure that since I got my degrees and since I studied overseas, I have not spent a lot of time talking about those accomplishments. The margin, the percentage, the pie chart of videos and classes and lectures and translations, I would honestly say it's probably about 1% from 99%. And the facts are there. And alhamdulillah, one of the beautiful things about this channel is that everything's there. It's not edited. It's not cut out. It's there. Whatever you say and claim, tafaddal, is there. What are we calling to? What are you upon? It's there. Take it. Whatever you find is there. There's no hidden stuff. And their classes and their lectures, it's not the same. It's not publicized. It's not streamed. It's not live. It's edited. They hide it. They take it down. They remove it, etc. Our stuff is not like that. Well, alhamdulillah.